The Garden Report is brought to you by FanDuel, the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network.
Hey, Buddy Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report. Celtics cruise through the Spurs 137-93 and Jaylen Brown's 7 straight points to start the second quarter, as well as an overall great scoring effort, a few buckets into the fourth quarter. Puts the Celtics up by 30. And that pretty much left the fourth quarter out of question. A huge night for Brown, stepping in with Jayson Tatum resting. Josue Pavone's here. We just heard from a number of Celtics talking about Brown, and it was good, especially with Brown's interviews the last couple weeks here, to hear teammates rave about him. Joe Mazzulla talked about him starting to realize where matchups are, not only his guy who's covering him, but where other guys are on the court and how they're all guarding him.
CLNS Media's Celtics coverage is brought to you by FanDuel. Sign up at FanDuel.com/Boston and make every moment more on America's #1 sportsbook.
Malcolm Brogdon had some interesting comments, emphasizing unprompted Jaylen Brown's All-NBA status here after a 41-point performance.
I love that, Bobby. No one asked him about All-NBA, but he mentioned it. Called him the best shooting guard in the NBA. Definitely All-NBA. Said it with conviction.
Why'd he say guard?
I know,
Come
right?
on.
I know,
Small
but I think that's his way of saying shooting guard, small forward, whatever the case may be, he's the best. So it's sort of like a, an endorsement of the ultimate endorsement, because, we're not quite sure where he's going to get slotted.
He's the best.
Exactly. And of course, getting that co-sign from Malcolm Brogdon is great. I mean, he's an experienced veteran, a respected veteran, especially in that locker room. And I love what he had to say also about just Jaylen's overall, what he's done throughout this game. And a lot of it was what Joe Mazzulla had to say, right? I mean, knowing when to make the right plays, read defenses well, and also be a bit of a playmaker. That was the opportunity he was going to get without Jayson Tatum in the lineup, going against the San Antonio Spurs. And that's exactly what happened.
I like that stretch where he started spraying the ball around, too. There was a nice baseline drive where he went up underneath like he's going to go up and finish and kick the ball out from that
in
spot.
The corner. Yeah.
I still don't know if those moves are intentional, the ones where he's going up to shoot and then dropping it off to someone. I know those drive John crazy, but it does look
Jaylen makes his decision when he's in the air. Yeah.
It does look like he's starting to
make
make those intentionally, because he's doing it so often.
Well, that corner in the three-pointer, that three-pointer in the corner, rather, that was intentional,
Was that Brogdon? I think that was Brogdon.
Yeah, it was. I feel like that was his way of being like, I think I got this layup, but if not, I got Brogdon right behind me. And obviously he did all that without, a split-second decision, and obviously it turned out well.
Do you think Brown at this point has enough momentum? 41 points tonight, huge scoring month, close to 30 points per game in March. Is that going to be enough, you think, regardless of position, to push him through? Or are we still looking at that? If he's a guard, probably not. If he's a forward, he's a shoo-in.
I like his chances. It wouldn't shock me if it doesn't happen. However, what does help, though, if the Celtics were able to regain momentum here and catch the Milwaukee Bucks, which is another thing that Malcolm Brogdon brought up. And I think that's very interesting when you consider the teams that are left on the schedule. Well, the Celtics are right now in the sense of clicking and all the type of momentum you want to see from a Celtics team heading into the playoffs. If I had to guess, though, Bobby, Jayson Tatum probably has one more rest night, maybe 2. Can the Celtics still win without him? I think so. Look at the rest of the schedule here. Obviously, the Milwaukee Bucks stand out. Obviously, so do the Philadelphia 76ers. But outside of that, I like the Celtics' chances. And I like the fact that Malcolm Brogdon is putting that out there. He's someone that's been very good with his quotes, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't always get up to the podium, but when he does, he gives you something. He gives you some kind of insight as to what the team is thinking. I think that's the part of this, final stretch where you see where the Celtics are, their mindset are right now, and that's exactly what I want to see where they're at, in the sense of trying to get to Milwaukee and be at the top of the Eastern Conference when the season is done.
Yeah, Celtics now a game and a half back of the Bucks, who they face on Thursday. First, they'll head to Washington, and I will be down there covering that one. So stay tuned to Celtics All Access, CLNS Media for those Malcolm Brogdon comments. Go check those out, as well as Popovich pregame, talking about Derek White, who had a big game as well. We'll talk about that in our next video. For now, Josue Pavone, Buddy Manning here at TD Garden. Celtics beat the Spurs 137-93.